Senator Imee wants the Bureau of Customs to help students struggling with distance learning. Marcos urges the agency to donate confiscated gadgets to students if these are unclaimed by importers. We now go above and beyond the headlines with Senator Imee. Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for taking our call.
Yes, thank you very much. And I hope the Bureau of Customs heeds our request that 29.5 tons ang sabi nila. That was a report for August of cell phones, of storage, electrical gadgets for lack of documentation from NTC and the other regulatory boards. Sana i-donate na lang nila sa mga estudyante, mga teachers natin who are having the hardest time trying to comply with the online education requirements.
Yeah.
So it's our hope that
29.5 tons just in August alone?
Well, that was just the August report. Last year, I remember there was 100 million in Clark from Hong Kong Dao, and then another 15 million worth second-hand naman from South Korea that was found in the airport in Naiya. So if you consider that the average family with 3 kids needs to buy a second-hand laptop, sabihin natin 4,000 to 10,000, 2 kids will have one each, the other one will share with the internet connection, 25,000. Who has 25,000 lying around na kayang-kayang bumili ng 25 mil?
Right, right. Well, kanina lamang, meron na nga tayong report from George Cahiles about how life has been very difficult in the last 6 months for many poor families. One of the jeepney drivers was complaining, was saying that his children were telling him that they need gadgets for school and he can't give them any. And this is a very timely call of yours for the Bureau of Customs. But have you reached out to anyone in the Bureau of Customs and asked them why they need to destroy them and, not just donate them? And ano ba yung pwedeng paraan, proseso para ganito na lang ang gagawin natin, hindi yung sisirain na lang yung mga gadget? What do we need to do? Have you looked into that? What do we need to do so that we can just donate that to kids?
I've actually got some experience with that because right here in Cagayan, as you know, in CESA, the port, there were smuggled luxury vehicles. At ang ginagawa nila, ini-smash nila, di ba? May car smashing event sila. I told them, rather than smashing it, why don't you donate it to the police who need patrol cars and everyone else who needs vans in the hospitals and so on. 15 days, if a property is unclaimed or there is a notice of forfeiture, it's considered government property, and the government thereafter can do whatever it wants with it. So with the example of those vehicles that were donated, early on in this pandemic, I heard that chicken and shrimp and other delata, yung mga foodstuff, were rotting in Naiya and in some of the ports in the South Terminal. I was telling them, ipamigay na lang sa mga naghihirap and naghahanap ng pagkain. But at that point in time, they weren't quite ready to do that. So I think some of the food, the delata, naabutan. Ngayon naman, yung mga cell phones, because as you know, it's impossible for somebody who just lost his job, maghahanap siya ng trabaho. Paano siya maghahanap ng trabaho? Magbabantay pa yung asawa na 4 na oras minimum to educate the kids. And then the other parent needs to go out and look for work or go to work. It's extremely complicated. On top of that, you have additional light and kuryente bills. You have additional fan or even aircon because these gadgets require to be in a cool place. So, ang daming problema. Masalimuot talaga itong edukasyon natin.
And there's just 2 weeks to go before October 5 when it's the first day of classes for public schools. Well, Senator Imee, thank you very much for taking our call this evening. Salamat sa'yo.